peace. But mark my words, this war will be fought not on the frontier or on some distant battlefield, but amongst us.
Honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have some breaking news for you. Apparently, Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, left behind some notes for his furry friend or roommate or lover, whatever you want to call it. But there's some breaking news from Kash Patel and Dan Bongino about the investigation. How not only are they looking into who knew about the shooting prior, but who also may be associated with it and further arrests that are pending. And another breaking news, there was 2 individuals that were arrested for apparently placing a bomb under a news vehicle in Magna, Utah. So let's go ahead and take a look at these videos. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the FBI really needs to take a look at all who were associated online and had prior knowledge to this event. It's a tragedy. But they also need to take a look at the person who were asking the question before the fatal shot hit Charlie Kirk. So let's take a look at Kash Patel and see what he has to say.
Before the assassination attempt, that's what the governor said yesterday. And what did that say, if you could share?
So what I'm able to say, I'm sorry. So what I'm able to say is, I addressed it partially earlier, is that the written note, we believe, what did exist. And we have evidence to show what was in that note, which is, and I'm going to summarize, basically saying, the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
There appear to have been multiple warning signs. You just laid out some of them. There were people in...
Now, warning signs, this is one thing. It's just like the tragedy that happened here in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you see something, say something, but the people just don't have the balls to step in and intervene because it might hurt someone's feeling. And this be the case here. People feel privileged, they hide behind the screen, and they don't want to say anything until the consequences bite them in the ass.
His network, friends and family, who had stated that he had become more political, that he had become, at some parts, I believe some of his coworkers had stated that he had kind of detached himself when the topic of politics came up and walked away from them. Family members said he'd become more political, leading us to believe that this ideology had infected him and had taken over. And he was just intent, it appears, from the data we've accumulated and the channel and that note, which we have some evidence may have existed before based on the communications in.
They need to release the note. All pertinent information pertaining to this case, they need to release. And I understand that this individual, Tyler Robinson, is not cooperating with the FBI. He's basically taking the fifth. But the roommate, the furry friend, needs to buckle up and really come forward and save her or his furry butt, because you know what? He's going to go down too, the way I see it, and that's my opinion. And they need to go on to the Discord. They need to go on all these areas of communications where he was communicating with these other people that had prior knowledge. Again, they need to take a look at the person that was before the shot was delivered and look into him deeply, because it's more than a coincidence.
That channel, that his target was obviously going to be Charlie, and that people knew in advance. The question is, again, I just want to go back to what you had asked before. Did they know? Were they sure of this? Or did they hear this and just write it off? That's what we're going to have to find out, and that's what we're investigating now. Bill, this This investigation is just begun. This isn't even the beginning of the beginning. You know, yes, we have a subject in custody. You know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in our constitutional republic. However, this is not done by any stretch. Our men and women out there in the Bureau have worked tirelessly all weekend. I just got back.
Terror.
Now we're going to get into the bombs or the bomb or explosive device that were planted under a news media where two extremists, Muslim extremists, were taken into custody and bomb squads were called to their home.
Arrests in Magna. I'm Jordan Tracy, bringing you breaking news live tonight here in Magna. I am along 85th West, right outside of Magna Main Street, where last night 2 men were arrested and at least 1 has been formally charged with alleged terror threats. I want to show you the video from last night. ABC4 was the only crew on scene to give you a look of the FBI serving a sealed search warrant. Now, charging documents say that back on the 12th, an explosive device was found under a news vehicle, and their investigation led them here to a home in Magna last night where they carried out that search warrant, and they found more devices. They thought them to be hoaxes, but the suspects telling them in interviews that they were real, so they had to evacuate nearby.
What I'd like to find out, are these 2 individuals in the country legally or illegally? Because this may be a small, minute microfiber of what's actually coming in the future. And we need to really crack down on this.
Homes. We're told 58-year-old Adib Nasir was arrested and charged with weapons of mass destruction and threats of terrorism, among other charges. A second man, Adil, was also mentioned but not formally charged. We have not found those charging documents for Adil as of yet, but we're continuing to follow him, believed to have similar charges as Adib. Now, police are saying that their alleged actions created a significant risk to, quote, mass casualties. And that's what led them here to this neighborhood that is quiet now. But that wasn't the case late last night into early this morning.
It goes back to see something, say something. You know, some people are afraid that they're going to make their neighbors mad. But when you have kind of loonies like this, and you get to indicating that something doesn't feel right, it's better to say something to the authorities than to just let it pass, because they did plant a bomb under a news vehicle.
We were talking to neighbors, myself and our photojournalist Dennis Dolan, only ones on scene, talking to neighbors, and they say they were awoken by a flashbang and then seeing the FBI agents move into this home, and they were woken up, had to leave. Some of them had to leave, some of them witnessing it from their front yard. And I want to show you this house here. Take a look. Dennis is going to zoom in here. There's some concerning things when you look at this house. A flag in the front porch area that says, "Is he dead yet?" Also, a flagpole that has a flag that says, "We the people," pretty normal, but the American flag turned upside down. And those are some of the things that we've discovered today as we came into this neighborhood talking to neighbors about their experiences. And of course, a scary thing to hear all of this happening right in their front yard, having to leave their homes and then finding out there could have been explosives in those homes. So I spoke to one of the neighbors who witnessed all of this.
Again, these are alleged, for what I understand, for what I've read, these are alleged Muslim extremists.
Unfold in her front yard. Here's what she had to say.
Well, I was just inside watching movies, and then I heard it, and at first I thought like a truck went through my house or something, so I came out to see what it was, and then I was even more shocked to see like the Bearcat and all the cop cars, and I was just, I think I was shocked. That's the only word I can use.
Look at this. The sign says here, and I'm going to have to change the way I say it actually states, "Is he unalived yet?" This is ridiculous. This didn't raise red flags for anyone.
To describe it, I just seen them pulling the guys out, and it looked like it wasn't going very nicely, so they instructed me to go back inside until everything had calmed down. See this stuff on the news all the time, but you never expect it to be in your front yard, you know? I don't, yeah, it's shocking. Who knows if my whole neighborhood could have, been blown up. So I'm just shocked and very thankful that they were able to, get it taken care of in time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the latest news, breaking news that I have for you on America's Net. I want to start uploading more and more videos to this channel, but make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification button and leave comments, good, bad, or indifferent, because it really does help the channel grow. Thank you very much, and we will see you on the